Hello friends, I'm Kierain Geaney, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Prisoner Wentworth remake thingy. I wouldn't call Wentworth a remake as such. It's more like a reimagining of Prisoner. Yeah, I don't buy that, given that the original premise was a prequel set in 2013. Yeah, because that's really possible. Right, when you look at the facts, as the main character have B. Smith having died in 1984 in some fire on Barnhurst. So, prequel, no. Reimagining, possibly. Anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, I have no inclination of watching it, and I don't plan on watching it anytime in the future. Alright, let's look at the reasons. Let's look at the show itself. Whilst I haven't actually seen the show for myself, I have it on good authority that it's set in Wentworth. Doi. Well, it wouldn't really be called Wentworth if it wasn't set in Wentworth, now would it? I don't know. So the main character is B. Smith, and by the look of the show, it looks at life before B. Smith went into jail. Yeah. Slight problem there. B. Smith went to jail in 1978, not 2013, because at the start of the original show she was already top dog. So I don't know how she can go to jail in 2013 if she died in 1984, again like I say. So already it really doesn't make sense. And what also doesn't make sense is we have B. Smith covered in tattoos. And thin. Nothing against thin people. But B. Smith in the original show wasn't covered in tattoos, wasn't thin, and she had red hair, or reddish hair, more like ginger hair. Okay, I have to say this as well. While I don't like the original show, not the original show, sorry, Wentworth, the remake, I do think it's good that they made Vera Bennett governor, because that's something I never would have seen coming in a million years. I mean, we all know in the original show Vera Bennett wanted to be governor, but it never happened in Wentworth. She was always getting passed over for deputy governor promotion by someone else. Jim Fletcher, Colleen Powell, even Joyce Barry at one point. So it's good that they made Vera Bennett governor in this show, I guess. Unless she was governor in Wentworth before the original series started, which we will never know. We also have Erica Davidson as a lawyer. Again, not overly fussed with this idea. I mean, she doesn't seem like the lawyer type to me. So, not overly impressed with that idea. One thing that bugs me though, if this is meant to be before B. Smith was in jail, where are Mom Brooks and Chrissy Latham? Particularly Mom Brooks, because it's established early on in the series that she knew B at the start or towards the start of her sentence. So, with B in jail now, it kinda raises the question of where Mom Brooks is. Maybe she doesn't exist in this universe? I don't know. But I do find that a bit stupid. Alright, I don't have a problem with the casting as such. Alright, so if the actress who plays B. Smith had tattoos already, then I don't really have a problem with it. But if they just drew on the tattoos when she went into prison, then that's a bit stupid, isn't it? Because it's basically turning the character into something she's not. My main beef with this show is that they recast Lizzie Birdsworth to Celia Island. Oh my god, they had the audacity to recast Lizzie Birdsworth? Are you serious? Whoa. Whoa, that is like Neighbours recasting the original Cody Willis as someone who looked nothing like her. Oh, wait, they did. So, I did like Seal Island in all sense, but even without seeing Wentworth, I can see that she's not going to do the role of Lizzie Birdsworth justice. I mean, the whole appeal of Lizzie Birdsworth in the original series was that she was a lovable larrikin that would get into trouble, such as having sly grog and home brew and stuff like that. This Lizzie doesn't seem to be doing that stuff from what I hear. She just seems to be covering stuff up. I don't remember original Lizzie doing that. So yeah, that's interesting. Annoying, but interesting. They have this one inmate, Jux, or Jax, I don't know how to pronounce it, and she kinda looks like Val Lehman. Okay, so at least they've got a look-alike in there somewhere. Okay, we have to give them that one. Another thing that really annoys me is not in the actual show itself, but the amount of advertising or whatever that the various prisoner Facebook pages have done for it since its inception. I'm not joking either. It's gotten to the point where I've had to unlike all the prisoner pages because they've been advertising nothing but Wentworth. Partners in Crime, for example, had an event this year, which I didn't feel like going to because it was a Prisoner and Wentworth mashup event. Whilst it would have been cool to meet the prisoner actresses, I would have felt like a hypocrite on the other hand by going to an event for a show that I have never seen and have no interest in ever seeing. So I had to basically stick with my beliefs there. A lot of people admire me for sticking by my beliefs. So that's a good thing. What else? In the season finale, apparently Erica had an affair with a prisoner. Thank you to Dan Trina for telling me this via his Facebook. I believe Erica had an affair with Frankie Doyle. Didn't know Erica was into that sort of thing, but okay. Like I said, they got Pamela Rabe, who's playing the Freak in the new season of it. Haven't seen Pamela Rabe in anything, but by all accounts, she's pretty good. And she does look like a younger version of Maggie Kirkpatrick. Well, in my opinion anyway. Opinions might differ on that one. So, at least it's got that going for her. And, again, it's obviously set in Wentworth. Here's the twist. You remember how Bill Jackson was killed off in the riot in the original series? Not this time, it was Meg Jackson this time. So that's an interesting way of sticking with that tradition of having a Jackson killed off in a riot. Oh, and the son's not named Marty anymore, apparently he's named Bill. Or Will. I think it was Will. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Will. So, yeah, kudos to all the Williams out there for having a fictional character named after you. I wish I had a fictional character named after me, but I could see how that's gonna go down. Not very well. Someone else who was named after me will probably sue for using their name. Again, it's obviously set in Wentworth. You got your characters like your Bee and your Lizzie and your Doreen. Another interesting point, talking to Doreen, she's actually an Aboriginal in this series. I never knew that about Doreen. Still, it's cool that they've got someone from an indigenous race in the show. But kinda reeks having a token Aboriginal in there so that they can say that, yep, they've got an Aboriginal and they're not being done for being racist or something. So, yeah, it kind of reeks of having a token. Yeah, and basically my other main beef with this show is it's all anyone talks about, like the prisoner pages as I mentioned, and people on my Facebook and people I know, people I've met in JB, like the tellers and everything, like when it was starting last year. one of the tellers asked me if I was gonna watch it, and I just flat out said no. And I stick by that. I'm not gonna watch it because that just counts as me conforming. I don't conform. So, what else can I say about a show that I haven't seen? That I've just heard about? There's not really a lot I can say. So, I'm just gonna end this review by saying, yes, have your Wentworth, but just keep it as far away from me as possible. That's my closing statement. I am Kierain Geaney, and good night.